Hi, I'm Christian Lawerence.
Hello, I'm Hanna Triplett.
I'm Kalise Williams.
I'm Ethan Jenkins.
I'm Bryce Collier.
First question was, how much exposure did you have with grammar in high school? This is what I put, or what is it? In school, actually. While I was in school, I was exposed to the basic elementary grammar topics such as simple sentences, punctuations, and nouns.
The last time I was taught grammar, honestly, was the 6th grade and a little bit in the 9th grade. Not much grammar.
In schools, when it came to grammar, I was basically just taught very basic, low level, and it wasn't very emphasized as going on into higher grades.
Throughout my school years, most of my teachers did like a very poor job of teaching grammar. Like there wasn't a lot of time for grammar, and when we did do grammar, they didn't go into depth very well.
In high school, my teacher usually dabbled in grammar. It wasn't a lot, but when he did, he usually like take off points for like simple stuff, like grammar, for like grammatical errors and stuff.
Alrighty, the second question was, how have our communities, families, and social media impact our ability to have good grammar? I put, these groups of people have influenced our ability to have good grammar because our environments use certain sayings of speech and slang, therefore forcing us to pick up this type of grammar.
Mainly focusing on the social media aspect, going through, scrolling on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever it might be. All we see are people using shorthand, acting like it's a text message when composing your caption. So we are forced to like see that. That's what we see. That's what we think. So automatically, that's what the first thing that's going to come to mind when you start thinking of correct punctuation or whatever it may be.
Similar to what Hanna said, because we're so influenced by cut it out. Okay. Similar to what Hanna said, like how she said that we're so into social media, also with our family and communities. If all of us weren't necessarily taught good grammar and we're surrounded by that, then we're not going to see it as important.
Back home where I'm from, Jacksonville, around my school, there'd be a lot of tutors, a lot of organizations that would help like impose good grammar, like especially around my school and whatnot.
Usually if it wasn't in a school setting or like in an organization setting, grammar within the community and like social media stuff is very poor because it's just talking friend to friend, and it wasn't really like, you didn't have to talk proper or professional.
Alright, the third and final question was, what key points does McGuire address in the article? I put, McGuire addresses the certain trends that he notices in how bad grammar is taught and used throughout high school and the early stages of college.
McGuire mainly addresses the points that, yes, people are taught it, but not always taught the right way. And then when they move on to college or higher education, it's a lot of confusion, and it mainly like doesn't get anywhere or doesn't get as far as you would hope.
I put, McGuire makes key points that students aren't taught proper sentence structure or grammar, so it ultimately deprives them and causes more struggles when they come to higher education, when they get to college and graduate school.
In the article, McGuire mentioned how grade school and high school teachers did a poor job of setting up their students for success in college. When it comes to grammar, he also stated colleges should design and test sentence-based writing courses. He also hits on issues how 2- and 4-year universities, the university classes are just too big for students to have a good understanding on things like grammar.
He said that like at lower levels that were taught poorly, that when they got to like higher levels, they would be like stuck basically, and like they couldn't succeed or thrive.
Alright, that's all.
Thanks for the fun time, guys.